Bradley, Belinda's beloved assistance dog, sadly died on the day Perfect Partners was launched.
He died in 2007, and when he died, my world ended, and I really regressed a lot. And became very unwell and was hospitalised, and it was really a terrible time.
Belinda works as an occupational therapist for Albano Rehabilitation. Her employer sponsored Belinda to go to America to find another assistance dog.
And so I contacted Debbie, who had trained Bradley. She runs Service Canines in Montana, and she has a cell dog program in Montana Women's Prison where the inmates train the dogs. She emailed me back and she said, I've got a dog who I think would be perfect. He's halfway through his training now. You could come and get him. I was really taking a chance, but I got over there. She opened the crate door for Tanner and she said, Tanner, meet your new mummy. And he just went psycho. He was like all over me, he was just jumping on me, he was all around me. And it was like he knew straight off, I've been trained for something and this is what it is. Basically since then he hasn't left my side. Go get the phone. Good boy, thank you. Go get the phone. Go get the phone.
Tana is not only trained to alert Belinda to her seizures, but has been trained as a therapy dog. Perfect Partners have applied for public access status through the Department of Internal Affairs, which allows them to certify their own assistance dogs to be able to have public access to shops, malls and public transport.
When we applied to the Department of Internal Affairs for public access, or the ability to certify the dogs for public access, we stated that our primary goal to begin with would be autism spectrum disorder, psychiatric conditions, neurological conditions and seizures that weren't the result of epilepsy. Most of the families that have approached us over the last 3 years have been families with autism.
Meet the golden boy of Perfect Partners, Toby, the first ever dog to complete the Perfect Partners training program. Toby has been trained specifically to help unlock Marcus from his safe and secure autistic world.
There's 4 of us. There's my son Marcus, who's just turned 9, Lauren, who's just turned 8, and my husband Greg. Both of them were born in Prague. Marcus had the normal milestones. He was talking at his first birthday. Around about the time that we moved back, his language disappeared, and then he started sort of disappearing himself as well. And it wasn't until he was 3 that he actually got diagnosed. Sometimes it breaks my heart because I see Marcus trying to be involved with other kids and he can't. So Toby was one of the therapies that we looked at. Now that Marcus is actually starting to talk, he needs motivation.
Toby has been trained as what we call a companion dog, and a companion dog is one that doesn't have public access. So we socialised him quite well. We took him everywhere we could. Before he was placed with the family, we got the family to work with him and then offered slight corrections if it needed to be done and encouragement, so that they were really bonding with their dog before they got him.
Toby is about pulling him back out of his own little world. So we do that all the time, but Toby's just another mechanism to do it.
Belinda's dog Tana is trained as an assistance and therapy dog.
When I'm at my desk, if I'm doing reports and whatever, he just sits like under the desk or sits beside me and is just there to alert me if I'm going to have a seizure or whatever. But he's also great therapy for the clients.
In her work as an occupational therapist, Belinda uses Tana's training as a therapy dog to help with her clients. Peter Edwards is a victim of a violent attack which has left him brain damaged.
What do you like about Tana's visits?
Basically reminds me of one of my dogs when I was growing up as a kid. I had pit bulls and all that. But yeah, no, Tana's a good dog.
Peter loves to teach Tana new tricks.
What's 1 + 2? Good boy.
We know, having lived with animals, the value of animals, what they can do for you to help your disposition. And here we are with people in need. These animals are going out and giving them not just pleasure, but they're actually providing health-giving features.
Joe, Belinda and Erica are using an internationally developed standardised assessment test for Perfect Partners.
Working with the SPCA and for Outreach Therapy Pets has helped quite a bit. It's helped me learn a lot about body language and how to read a dog, and those are the really important things.
This is Odin, who we're looking at assessing to see if he might be suitable as a disability assist dog in the future.
Yeah, so Erica, the next one is restraint.
So crouch down, gently roll him on his back with one hand for a full 30 seconds and see how he responds.
And so roll him over and pin him, yeah.
As a team, we have the management side from Joe, we have the research side, we have the disability side, for me having my own disability. We also have the disability healthcare side as an occupational therapist. So I think that as a team that makes us unique.
The assistance dogs that we train, we start with a basic program that's the same. It's the public access skills, so they're comfortable in pretty much every environment. But then the training on top of that is individual to each person and their needs.
A lot of the medical conditions that we want to help with are ones that are socially isolating. So the person is either isolated because of their physical disability. People either see something wrong and don't want to interact, or it's something that's happened to them that has made them reluctant to socialise with other people. So the dog becomes a social bridge to their local community.
When I go in with Tanner, I'm always focusing on him. I'm thinking about getting him through the store. If I'm really anxious, he nudges into me and he licks me and stuff like that, as if I'm going to have a seizure. But it's like he's trying to focus me to say, hey, I'm here, look after me.
One of the people that we are desperate to help as soon as we get our public access is a lady on the North Shore.
Every day, Jenny's dog Gemma takes Jenny for a walk. That's because Jenny suffers from a neurological disorder which affects her memory, sight and balance.
When I had to finish work because of memory issues, Gemma and I used to go walking, and we used to walk through the bush. We'd get so far and then I'd say, oh gosh, Gemma, let's go home. And she'd just take us home.
As a result of Gemma being able to then find her way home, that Jen realised that she was having difficulty with disorientation at times. Also at that stage was having some difficulty with your balance. Gemma helps Jen cross the roads. She helps us find a way out of foreign places. She's actually a very loyal friend and also really good company.
I forget to close doors or windows. I'd go to sleep and Gemma wouldn't let anyone in the house.
And Jenny would frequently forget to turn appliances off.
I nearly burnt the house down. The oven was on fire. And although I could smell the smoke, I couldn't tell you that it was a fire. Even if Chris is home and I'm in the kitchen on my own, she'll stay there, because I think when I had the fire, it gave her a real fright.
Jenny and Chris were looking at ways to get public access for their own assistance dog.
Public access is a huge thing. You know, most people have a pet that they love and they think their pet's the best pet ever. And they are for them. But Gemma works for me.
And Perfect Partners have recommended an experienced dog trainer.
She's been working with an Auckland dog trainer called Flip Calhoun, and he's been working to get her dog up to standard where the dog can lead her to a named location if she gets disorientated or confused.
While Jenny is waiting for public access, she has made her own arrangements at her local mall.
I've been doing this for 31 years professionally now, and in Jenny's case, it was just noticing things like if she was walking with a friend and a dog, that she shouldn't actually be having the dog in a work mode. One of the ways to do that is relinquishing holding on to the harness, but just holding the lead. And by putting a definite stop between working and then actually releasing the dog verbally.
Through Flip's help, you've now standardised commands. That's certainly helped Gemma perform a lot better. And it's not just companionship. The dog is actually doing a job. There are many dogs doing different jobs for different people. Access for them should be freely available.
Today, Belinda is volunteering for Outreach Therapy Pets and is taking a client with her.
Linda is a client at Abano Rehabilitation. Tanner to see you. Linda is blind and is hearing impaired as well.
Linda used to have a guide dog for the blind, but since suffering an injury is unable to have a dog anymore.
For Linda, it's a really big deal being able to have contact with Tanner because she loves dogs so much and they've been such a big part of her life.
Belinda and Linda are taking Tana to Hayman Residential Rest Home. Tana gives therapeutic benefits to both Linda and the residents at the rest home.
So what we thought we would trial is Linda going to the rest home with me and Tanner. We have two leads on Tanner, and obviously I have the main control of Tanner. She feels like she's walking him, and she has made all sorts of friends at the rest home.
Lorna, how are you today?
She feels like she's a volunteer, like she's contributing back to society.
I just can't say hello to you.
That I've ever had.
Dog 10 years.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
She's not just living in a residential facility with nothing to do. And she loves to tell people how she's a volunteer and she gives back to society.
For me now, it's a huge relief because it does mean that Jen is able to have some of that independence through Gemma's support.
We had to learn also about the pecking order.
Yeah. Well, Gemma's number one, of course, but and I've slipped down a peg or two, but that's okay.
It's a companion for Marcus. It's someone who's not demanding anything of him, just giving him love and friendship.
It's been a real group effort over the years, but it's been really good working together and bringing everyone's strengths together, everyone's passions together.
Certainly what Perfect Partners are doing is they're locating the problems and bridging that gap between the problem and the animal that will help that person. That's the beautiful thing about it, hence Perfect Partners.
Perfect Partners now have public access.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.